Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. This video has been a long time coming. Alissa White-Gluz's voice first struck me when I heard her collab with Camelot, and I knew I needed to circle back. Now, Arch Enemy has a new album and tour coming up, plus we'll be sitting down to tea soon. That's right, we're going to have a tea time interview with Alissa coming very soon, but at this very moment, I want to hear one of their earlier masterpieces about birds. Let's get to it. Whoa. She's scary. Like in a really good way, scary. There's a lot of really cool control in these harsh vocals, in addition to them just being terrifying, which I think is a huge compliment. That's exactly what a harsh vocal of this style should sound like. It should feel very terrifying and very intense. That's cool. You hear a consistency in there. I can hear that it's being produced well. This is not the kind of thing that's shredding vocal folds. Some people will try that and they will shred their vocal folds. It is true, it happens. But she's doing a good job here. This is a good example to follow. I think it's so interesting to hear the way she plays with the frequencies. So as she's doing the harsh vocal and creating the distortion up here, I can tell that she's playing around with the shaping a bunch to change essentially which frequencies and overtones even are highlighted. It's very, very, very cool. She has a snarl at one point that helped it to bring a little more focus in here. We'll go back to that moment, right? You guys, you come for the music and you stay to understand why these moments are so great. What makes a great moment great? Okay, let's go back. I like the melody that they've set up in the instrument a lot. It's, I think this is why it's got that melodic aspect. It's got a very singable melody immediately from the beginning. That feels kind of like soaring. And I realize also immediately from the beginning, they've established that Alissa is the eagle, I think. You just see this costume with it's such a really interesting costume. So many details in it. You get the idea of feathers for sure from lots of different elements of it, and especially from the danglies on her arm and the way that it's fading into the eagle. This is already a very cool music video. Okay. Whew. Beautiful setting. I'm really curious how they got these moments of fog clouds. Is there a fog machine that's happening? I don't know where this is, but it is a stunning setting. I love the starkness of it. I grew up where there are a lot of eagles, and it was also very, very cold in the winters, and it had a certain starkness to it. So I feel that the setting and the idea of the eagle with it really matches this idea of soaring through clouds. Man, kudos on them. This is a great, great setting for a music video.
When I was born, the seed was sown. I will not obey my life as my own. Bridle those who wish to enslave me.
There you go. Wish to enslave. She even uses the diphthong in that to make it brighter. Oh, that's cool. She makes the frequency of it go higher. I used to think that harsh vocals didn't have much variance in them. I thought, oh, it's kind of gurgling the whole time. And the more I listen to them, the more I hear tons of really cool details, like how people are shifting the frequency and the pitch of a harsh vocal. They're not singing one fundamental pitch that then, has lots of things, not something I could punch out on the piano, but the tonal center of it is shifting, and it's really cool. So anyhow, I'm going to go back to where she starts.
When I was born, the seed was sown. I will not obey my life as my own. Bridle those who wish to enslave me. Expose the lies that enrage me. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in hell. Never tried the hurt. Could not entrust well. Slave and master, it's not for me. I chose my own path, set myself free.
This is fun. It's such a tease of some clean vocals layered in here. Just at a moment. I want to say... Just right there. So you have just a moment of some clean vocals above, and then they go back away. It's like, haha, I can sing clean too. Maybe I should do more of that later. Hear it jingling. Really clear words. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to follow lyrics in harsh vocals, but not hers. She's got really great diction. And I think that I wonder if it's harder to get clear diction in harsh vocals. It sounds like her mouth is working a ton to get that diction really out. It might be that our ears don't pick it up as well because we're used to hearing some sort of fundamental pitch underneath that. I'm not sure. I'm really curious. I think that'd be a fun study. But, essentially, when you're doing harsh vocals, the area of your larynx that is creating that is not the same area that most people speak in. When we're speaking, we're using our true vocal folds, and they go wacka, 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 and as they do that and then vibrate together, they create a pitch. And when harsh vocals like this are happening and you don't have any real clear pitch underneath it, there's different areas where it's different kinds of flesh, essentially different sphincters that are along that vocal pathway. Those are the parts that come together instead of the true vocal folds. You can combine them too and create distortion with the sound. But I wonder if maybe because it's up higher, it can be harder perhaps for ears to distinguish what those words are. It'd be really, really fun to read about. So if you guys know any studies, post them down below. Really cool though. Alissa does a remarkable good job of getting those words across. Come back a little bit. I will find the powers that Huh. I'm also really curious about vowel modification. So powers that be is one of the words that or one of the lines she just sang, harsh vocalized. And I hear her modify the top pitch, so that top tonal center on B. It sounds like she's opening her mouth more, which is the same thing that you would go through if you were opening your mouth more to sing a high note. So I wonder if it makes sense to modify vowels. I'm totally going to ask her about this when we have tea time in the future. But it sounds like she opens and modifies the vowel just like a classical singer would do. And instead of saying B, I get bay. Yeah, I bet it helps with the frequency shift. That's cool. Yeah. Cool. Ooh, we definitely got a little bit of vocalization underneath that as well. Yeah, you can hear where the true folds come in right here. You hear a little bit of pitch along with all of that, essentially, sort of wall of noise that's happening at the same time. That moment has really good emotional pull as well. I think that's so interesting to me that she adds it in just a little bit, especially as it feels like it's going up again in pitch center. And it just had a little tug on my heart. It had like this little moment. Interesting. I have felt betrayal, cried slow pain, suffered defeat, only to rise again. I go my own way, swim against the stream. I will fight the powers that be. I go my own way, swim against the stream. I will fight the powers that be. Seize the flags alone. I wonder if there's also a certain normalization between male and female harsh vocals, because these often sound just really deep. And right, I think about Will Ramos's vocals, and I think about hers, and I'm kind of curious where they sit on a spectrum next to each other. Are those similar, or do males generally have a lower sound? Anyhow, lots of questions to ask. I was also noticing just her movement in the music video. You get this idea of flight a lot of times. We're catching lots of moments with jumping, lots of spinning, makes these amazing danglies look really, really cool. Her costume design is so on point. Really good. Even when she's standing, you can see it right here. I wonder about the support too. She's got a really firm stance in the ground. Obviously, jumping and singing any kind, if you do any kind of vocalization with jumping, it can be difficult because that impact as you hit the ground tends to make your diaphragm jiggle a little bit, right? So then the breast support can suddenly shoot up and cause the pitch to be distorted, essentially. So I'm curious if she does jumps at key moments when she's singing this live. But the stance she has right now, it's remarkable. It's a really wonderful stance to take when you're singing any kind of genre. Right. Ooh, nice. Nice shift there. Loved the comeback of the melody. That was fantastic. This shift here, it feels like we, after Alone, and really nice drawn out scream as well. Um, we had, I think, a key shift as well. Oof, cool. Really nice transition. I want to come back to that. I like these little ornamentations in the guitar solo as well. But I just appreciate how good musicians are in bands, in metal bands, especially. I feel like um, I say spoiled by metal sometimes when I'm referring to really enjoying having longer songs to listen to. I like it when it's, more than 3 minutes because it lets me get into the song a lot more. I also feel spoiled by metal though when I hear fantastic musicians and things like this where it almost has like a classical ornamentation at times. So coming from that classical background, it's just really shockingly easy to settle in to metal and appreciate the incredible musicianship that we hear. I'm going to go back just a little more and let's listen again. Yeah, like that. Love the drum beat there. Oh, that was such a cool mix of her voice. It almost faded into the background as it was drawn out for a long time. Almost like sounded like a monster, a spirit being dragged away somehow. Oh yeah, it's like as the sound is dragged away, it sounds like maybe it's pulled further back in the mix and it maybe has more reverb added to it. I really, really like the mixing of this. Shout out to the mixer again. This is really cool. On I, you have this feeling of the spatialization coming out wider. We've got lots of doubling essentially of Alyssa's voice. And it feels like all 9 Nazgul are coming for us at once. It's just like, wow, terrifying. Cool. That was really cool. This last one, what did she do that was different there? There was just a different tone quality that grabbed me. Oh, it's interesting. I think that she's altering the frequency of the flapping of the harsh vocals there and essentially reducing some. I wish I knew exactly what part of her vocal tract was flapping. Like it sounded like almost like she has maybe controls of a couple different places where this can occur. It sounded really, really cool. I like the specificity of it. I have to mention, they have amazing hair. Especially love hers. It's stunning. It's such a fantastic, mystical color. Really, really cool. It's fun to see all of their hair flapping in the wind as well. Okay, one more time. Oh, is that the end? That ending had a somber regality to it that I feel is very eagle-like. Bald eagle, whatever kind of eagle it is. It had also that predator aspect that was intense and fierce throughout the piece. So I think that they've captured the idea of an eagle very well within melodic death metal. Additionally, Alissa's vocals are beautifully terrifying. She's got so much fun control and expression within harsh vocals. I heard a little bit of clean in there as well. I'm really excited to get to talk with her soon about how she makes some very awesome sounds. If you would like to explore harsh vocals with me and join me on that journey of first discovering them and being terrified by them, we put together a playlist over here. It's a lot of fun, and I hope I'll see you soon in another video.